In a world where big banks ruled for decades, one bold startup dared to challenge the system. From a student loan disruptor to a full-fledged digital bank, SoFi's journey has redefined what modern finance looks like. This is the story of SoFi, the rise to the darling of fintech. It all began in 2011, inside the walls of Stanford Graduate School of Business. 4 classmates had a simple but radical idea to help students refinance expensive loans using alumni capital. They called it social finance, or SoFi. One cannot but notice how many era-defining companies trace back to one campus. Google's search revolution began as a Stanford research project with Larry Page and Sergey Brin. Netflix co-founder Reed Hastings took his CS Masters here. Nike started as a Stanford MBA thesis by Phil Knight, an idea that sprinted into a global brand. First American woman in space. Sally Ride, Stanford PhD. Supreme Court trailblazer Sandra Day O'Connor, Stanford Law. Even a future U.S. President Herbert Hoover was in Stanford's very first class. This campus doesn't just graduate talent, it compounds it. Ideas meet mentors, mentors unlock capital, and capital scales vision. So when 4 Stanford classmates asked in 2011, what if alumni funded students directly and everyone paid less? They weren't breaking tradition, they were continuing it, and that question became SoFi. Now, watch how that classroom idea turned into a national bank. What started as peer-to-peer lending soon caught fire. By 2015, SoFi had already refinanced over $4 billion in student debt, proving there was a new way to bank without a bank. But SoFi didn't stop at loans. Under the leadership of CEO Anthony Noto, a former Goldman Sachs partner and Twitter executive, SoFi reimagined itself as a super app for money, bringing banking, investing, insurance, and crypto together in one sleek platform. Anthony Noto was and is a unique talent. He attended the United States Military Academy at West Point, where he excelled both on the field and in the classroom, a standout linebacker who earned All-East and academic All-American honors. In 1991, he graduated as the top-ranked student in mechanical engineering. Noto later joined the NFL as CFO. He joined Goldman, then Twitter as its CFO and operator. His expertise is finance strategy execution. He doesn't chase hype, he fixes systems. Another point worth to note is that Noto arrived at Goldman Sachs in 1999, just as the internet was rewriting Wall Street. His sharp insights quickly earned him Institutional Investor's top analyst title. Within 5 years, he led Goldman's media and tech research division, rising to managing director, then partner. By 2020, SoFi had launched checking and savings, stock and crypto trading, and even personal loans, building an entire digital ecosystem designed for millennials and Gen Z. In 2022, SoFi achieved what most fintechs could only dream of: a national bank charter. This was a turning point. No longer dependent on third-party banks, SoFi could now use member deposits to fund loans, cutting costs and boosting margins. Deposits soared by 2025, while SoFi's brand shifted from a fintech upstart to a legitimate banking powerhouse. Behind the scenes, SoFi was quietly building something even more powerful: its technology platform, powered by acquisitions like Galileo and Technisys. These weren't just add-ons, they became SoFi's hidden engine, powering payment infrastructure for other fintechs like Chime and Robinhood. SoFi was no longer just a bank, it was becoming a fintech operating system. The path wasn't easy. Market crashes, the student loan moratorium, and fintech skepticism tested SoFi's resolve. But the company held firm, cutting costs, diversifying revenue, and adding over 7 million members. (2025) SoFi's stock was surging again as analysts from JP Morgan, Mizuho, and Needham raised their targets, calling it one of the most promising digital banks in America. SoFi has gained massive traction not only from its strong financial performance, but also thanks to several YouTube creators who've brought deep, data-driven analysis to millions of retail investors. Channels like Future Investing, Walkabouts with Dan, The Club, Wealth Gambit, Couch Investor, Unrivaled Investing, and Stock Goat, just to name a few, have showcased SoFi's tech-driven future with futuristic AI visuals, charts, and data, which have all helped amplify SoFi's visibility and credibility across the investing community. In the third quarter of 2025, SoFi delivered a knockout performance, reporting record revenue and profit that have finally gotten Wall Street's attention. The digital finance company announced a record $950 million in revenue and $139 million in profit for the quarter ending in September. This marks the 8th straight quarter of profitability for SoFi, putting to rest long-held investor concerns about the company's path to sustained earnings. The results exceeded analyst expectations, leading to a strong positive market reaction. Fueling this strong financial performance is rapid growth in SoFi's user base. The company added a record 905,000 new members in the quarter, bringing its total membership to nearly 12.6 million. With product and service adoption also rising, the company raised its financial guidance. A closer look at what's driving this growth, one will realize that while the profits grabbed headlines, the real story is the wave of innovation coming out of the fintech company's labs. SoFi isn't just profitable, it's aggressively expanding its product line to become a one-stop financial shop. For its members, a new AI-powered cash coach is helping users manage their money more efficiently. The company also launched a new smart card, which offers 5% cash back on food, high-yield deposits, and credit-building features. On the lending side, they've added new options for their customers, including flexible repayment plans for student loans and interest-only periods for personal loans. They even introduced a new home equity loan product, further expanding their reach. And the company isn't stopping there. For global users, they've introduced international remittances powered by blockchain technology. This product blitz is paying off. SoFi says nearly 40% of its new product signups are coming from existing members, proving that its strategy of keeping customers in-house is a winning one. Quarter 3 of 2025 may be considered the inflection point of SoFi. The innovations mentioned were special. SoFi Pay, a crypto-powered global remittance tool. The AI-driven cash coach. Invest introduced Level 1 options. And the new agentic AI ETF. The SoFi brand is everywhere. NBA banking partner, TGL Golf League sponsor, and CMA Fest presenter. SoFi has moved from fintech startup to cultural mainstay. Today, SoFi stands as a symbol of modern banking, trusted by millions, profitable, and relentlessly innovative. With AI-driven financial tools, instant payments, and expanding partnerships, the company is writing a new chapter in how people manage money. From student loans to stadiums, from skepticism to Wall Street darling, SoFi has proven that finance can be personal, transparent, and digital. This is not just the story of a company. It's the story of a movement, a generation redefining financial freedom. SoFi, the rise to the darling of fintech.